Fox 61 News at 10 starts now.
When I turned around, he pulled a pistol out of his waistband, put it to my back.
Now at 10, a string of robberies targeting 6 businesses in southeastern Connecticut. Those robbed recount the terrifying moment that their stores were hit. A grieving family speaking out as loved ones of Hartford's most recent homicide remember his life and legacy. And we'll take you to the pounded pavement of the capital city for the sights, sounds, and winners of the Hartford Marathon. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Fox 61 News at 10 on the CW20. I'm Matt Karen. We begin tonight with the weather watch. It was a great fall day. The leaves starting to show some bright colors. Want to check in now with meteorologist Ryan Breton for what to expect for the second half of the weekend. Hi, Ryan.
Hey, Matt. Good to see you on a Saturday night. Hi, everybody. The big story tonight is it's going to be chilly out there, and there's a frost advisory for almost all of the state except the immediate shoreline. This goes until 8 o'clock in the morning. I don't think we'll have widespread frost, but it's one of those situations where if you have some potted plants outside or some tender vegetation, they like to say, maybe cover them up or bring them in just for a few hours as it gets chilly in the morning. Right now in Hartford, it's 49, 51, the temperature in New Haven. But notice outside of the cities, it is getting chillier. 36, in fact, in Canton, 39 in Burlington, 39 in Southington, and even 38 in Plymouth as well. Closer to the shoreline, Long Island Sound still pretty warm, so we won't get that chilly there. But look at Haddam right now, 38, Wolcott at 39. So there will be some patches of frost in spots, eastern Connecticut as well. Willimantic in the quiet corner down to 39 already. So these are where the numbers will end up by tomorrow morning. A lot of us in the 30s, except within about 10 miles of the shoreline. That's where we'll likely stay in the 40s overnight tonight. We've got a great day ahead tomorrow. Frost in spots early on, but with plenty of sunshine, we'll warm up pretty nicely. Already into the 50s by 10 in the morning, getting into the low 60s in the afternoon with just a few clouds mixing in. It'll be a pretty pleasant day with not much wind, a good day for any fall activities after that frost goes away early on. We'll be back to talk a lot more about a pretty good weather pattern we have and whether or not there's any more frost in the forecast. We'll see you in just a bit.
All right, we want to get to some breaking news now. A 9-month-old child was briefly taken away from mom, but was quickly found safe. Hartford police are right now trying to figure out exactly what happened. But what we can tell you is that just after 8 p.m., a call came in for a child stolen from a vehicle. According to Lieutenant Aaron Boisvert, the mother left the child in the car with a female acquaintance while she went inside of a business on Main Street in Hartford. Now, as mom came back out, she saw that vehicle pulling away with her baby inside. That vehicle was located about an hour and a half later on Fish Fry Street, with the baby still sleeping, unharmed inside. That female acquaintance was also located nearby and arrested. Fox 61's Tony Black is on his way to the scene. We'll bring you more information and a live report as we get it. And also breaking tonight, a 50-year-old man fighting for his life after the vehicle that he was driving hit a utility pole, snapping it in half, causing live electrical wires to come down on top of it. It all happened in Norwich today at about 3:30 at the intersection of Mechanic and Mopsic Streets. When emergency crews got on scene, the man was unconscious. They had to wait until those power lines were shut off before they could attempt a rescue. The man was finally pulled from the vehicle and rushed to Bacchus Hospital with life-threatening injuries. All right, police across New London County all appear to be looking for one suspect who is believed to have robbed 6 businesses within a couple of hours on Friday evening. The suspect robbed a convenience store, marketplace, and e-cigarette store, in addition to 3 gas stations. One of those gas stations was in Franklin. Fox 61's Tony Black is there tonight after hearing one of those stories.
The man who was working at this mobile gas station here in Franklin on Friday says he's grateful to be alive. He had a gun put to his back, and come to find out he wasn't the only one. Police across New London County are investigating similar incidents.
At first, I didn't think it was real. Like, I always thought if this happened, I was going to be the tough guy and I was going to take the guy out. And then when it happened and I turned around and saw it was a pistol and not an airsoft gun, I was like, wow, man, this is for real.
Sean Taylor has been helping his friend out at this mobile gas station in Franklin for a couple of months. He's always friendly to customers. What happened to him Friday has changed how he interacts with those pulling up.
Even today, I find myself a little more on edge and somebody earlier pulled their money out a little awkwardly, and it was like, man, don't tell me I'm getting robbed again.
The gas station was one of 6 businesses in New London County robbed Friday evening. Police are all believed to be looking for the same suspect, this man captured on surveillance footage. The Franklin gas station was the first hit around 7:30.
The guy came from around the corner. I was outside putting my sandwich away, and he followed me in. We got about midway through, and he said, you know what time it is? And I turned around and said, what? And when I turned around, he pulled a pistol out of his waistband, put it to my back.
This gas station in Norwich was hit less than 20 minutes later. Then a smoke shop in Waterford, a convenience store in Groton, another gas station in Stonington, and finally a market in Ledyard. This all happened within 2 hours.
When the cops were here, to hear the radio go off, and one right after the other.
About $600 were taken from the gas station. He says he was shocked somebody would do this and that he would be on the other end of the gun.
Were you scared?
I was, yeah. I was more scared when he left that he was going to come back.
Taylor says the gas station will be closing earlier now because of this, especially since it's getting darker sooner. He says it's insane what happened across the county.
Just do what they tell you. I mean, it's not worth the money. I mean, your life over the money.
There's been a string of armed gas station robberies across the state in recent weeks, from Terryville to Naugatuck to Waterbury and Watertown. Now, since each incident here in New London County is being investigated by that police department, anyone with information is asked to reach out to the respective department, and we'll have that information at fox61.com. In Franklin, Tony Black, Fox 61 News.
All right, Tony, thank you. New tonight, an afternoon shooting has left a man in the hospital in critical condition. Hartford police say this happened on 53 Nepaug Street just before 3:30 this afternoon. Officers responded to the area and found a man in his 30s with multiple gunshot wounds. He was transported to the hospital for treatment. He's listed in critical but stable condition as per police. Hartford PD, they're still investigating to find out exactly what happened. And also new tonight, a child rushed to the hospital after being injured by a piece of lawn equipment. Lieutenant Ryan Shea of the Manchester Police Department confirmed to Fox 61 that a 911 call came in around 2 p.m. today for a child who was run over by a lawnmower. The accident happened on Avery Street. Paramedics rushed to that scene. There's no other details right now. And new today, a vigil was held for Hartford's most recent homicide victim. The family of Andre Gaston gathered to remember the 24-year-old today who was gunned down on Wednesday. Gaston was shot multiple times at his home on Orange Street. Police believe he was targeted. His birthday would have been later this month. Andre's mother, Deborah, says he was larger than life, funny. He loved sports. He loved and was loved by the neighborhood. Deborah is calling for the community to do better to prevent another loss of life like her son.
Keep coming to these visuals. I've seen these on the news how many times? I never thought that I would be the star of the show. I never thought. That's my baby, and I will always love him. And like I said earlier, I am praying for the men who took his life, because their moms are going to hurt as well.
Our hearts go out to that family. Deborah says parents in the city need to engage with their kids and guide them down the right path. She says state and city programs can only go so far. Anybody with information about this shooting is asked to call the Hartford Police. And today in Middletown, New Horizons hosted the Walk to End Silence. It's an event all about raising awareness around domestic violence across all sectors of society. It was started 7 years ago in honor of baby Aiden, killed by his father in a domestic dispute. It was an emotional day. Participants recounting their own experiences with domestic violence and why getting out of an abusive relationship is so important. New Horizons services Middletown County. They encourage anyone in need of help to call their toll-free 24/7 hotline at the number on your screen. Another year, the Hartford Marathon is officially in the books. Thousands of people pounded the pavement. The event also brings big energy to the capital city, both on the race route and along those sidewalks. Fox 61's Angelo Bavaro shares the emotional stories of what keeps some of those runners running.
A crowd of thousands hitting the pavement early Saturday morning.
This is a really special race. You know, we're from the Hartford area.
Months of planning culminating in the 29th running of the Eversource Hartford Marathon and Half Marathon.
We're so excited to bring nearly 8,000 participants into the races, 2,000 volunteers, both here in downtown Hartford, but out in our other communities like West Hartford, East Hartford, and South Windsor.
Energy on full display all along the race course. The cheers from family, friends, and neighbors serving as fuel to keep going.
Just celebrating all of those people. To be a runner or walker, to participate, you just have to take your first step.
A greater purpose also serving as fuel for runners like Michael and Haley Guerrera.
Our son Rory was born premature at 27 weeks, and he lived for 6 days and was in the NICU and had a short but mighty life. And we've run this race before together, and we're running it today in honor of him.
Every minute of every day, but especially when we're running, because he was like our little cheerleader when we were prepping for that other marathon back in May.
The marathon also means more than just finishing for Michael Lepresti.
I went through open heart surgery back in May. I had to interrupt a 7.5-year daily running streak to get through that. So in addition to my regular recovery, I set a goal of getting back in shape enough to run another marathon, which would have been number 106. And as fate turns out, that's today at Hartford.
The stories of love, hope, and perseverance all coming together for another year.
We have lungs that work and legs that work, and we're just really proud to use them and make Rory proud and honor his memory.
It's a mission that will never be measured in just miles. Angelo Bavaro, Fox 61 News.
Oh, great to see them out there today. And not long ago, we learned the names of the winners of the Hartford Marathon. Listen, if you finished it, you're a winner, let's be honest. But the people who actually did come in first, Everett Hackett of Hartford. Good to see a Connecticut person there at the top. He finished first for the men, clocking in at 2 hours, 24 minutes, 37 seconds. Wow. And for the women here, Alexandra Nile of Montclair, New Jersey. She was the first woman to finish the race. In all, 5,717 people crossed that finish line. All right, turning to some new and quite frankly hilarious video here. This is a story we first brought you yesterday. I'm going to try and keep it together. This wrong way cow on I-84 in Vernon. I hope we loop this. Take a look here. This speeding bovine. Yeah, oh, good, we did. This speeding bovine jaunting past the driver's window, followed closely by a sprinting Connecticut State Police trooper. This all happened. There he goes. This all happened Friday when several cows got loose from a livestock trailer. Some drivers had to move over. Luckily, no cows or troopers were hurt in this incident.